When people hear the name Thomas, many immediately think of doubt. He is often remembered as the disciple who questioned, the one who wanted proof, the one who could not simply accept what others believed. But Thomas's story is not a warning about weak faith. It is a story about honest faith. Thomas was not indifferent. He was not cynical. He cared deeply about what was true. Throughout the Gospels, Thomas appears as someone thoughtful and sincere. He was willing to speak when others stayed silent. He was willing to ask questions others held inside. When Jesus spoke of going to places that felt dangerous and uncertain, Thomas did not withdraw. He said, "Let us go also." There was courage in him, but it was not loud or impulsive. It was steady, grounded, and thoughtful. Thomas followed Jesus not because he wanted easy answers, but because he believed Jesus was worth following, even when he did not fully understand. After the crucifixion, the disciples were overwhelmed with grief and confusion. They were trying to make sense of loss that felt final. When the others told Thomas they had seen the risen Jesus, he struggled to accept their words, not because he refused to believe, but because he needed to know for himself. Thomas wanted a faith that could hold weight, a faith rooted in reality, not only in hope. He said he needed to see, he needed to touch, he needed to be certain, and Jesus did not reject him for that. When Jesus appeared again, he did not shame Thomas, he did not scold him, he did not turn away. Instead, Jesus invited him closer. He met Thomas in his questions, not with frustration, but with understanding. Thomas responded with one of the clearest declarations of faith recorded in Scripture: "My Lord and my God." Thomas's doubt did not lead him away from faith, it led him deeper into it. His story reminds us that faith is not always instant certainty. Sometimes it is a journey through questions. Many people today live where Thomas lived. They want to believe, but they also want honesty. They want faith that is real enough to withstand questions, not fragile enough to avoid them. Thomas shows us that questioning is not the opposite of faith. Sometimes it is the path toward it. Jesus did not ask Thomas to pretend certainty. He invited him into relationship. Faith grew not by ignoring doubt, but by bringing it into the presence of truth. Thomas's life still speaks because many people feel the tension between belief and understanding. They want to trust, but they also want clarity. They want faith that can stand in the light, not only in tradition. Thomas reminds us that Jesus is not threatened by sincere questions. He meets people where they are. He invites them closer, and he allows faith to grow honestly. Faith does not always begin with certainty. Sometimes it begins with the courage to say, "I want to understand." And in that place, faith becomes real.